Yeah.
Okay.
James, you said you might want to talk to us about your views on climate change. So my first question is, should the government protect us against climate change?
It's the government's job to protect us, of course.
Okay. So if the average temperature of the world goes down, would that be considered climate change?
Yeah, climate change hasn't come to be known that. It's come to be known as temperature going up, and therefore we've got a problem.
So if the average temperature went down, would that be climate change?
I don't know what the results would be of that. Nobody's talked about it.
But would you call it climate change or?
Well, sure, it'd be a change in climate, obviously, by definition.
So you wouldn't want the government to protect us against that. That you would consider to be a good thing, right?
I don't know what the results of it would be.
Well, wouldn't the glaciers become greater and there would be no possibility of flooding or anything because the ice would increase and there would be less water in the ocean?
You heard of that little hole in the ground called the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah, that was caused by glaciers.
Right. But at the moment, people are worried about the glaciers melting, right? And the water levels going up.
Right.
If the temperature goes up. But if the temperature went down, it wouldn't be a problem, right?
Depends how much it goes down. Obviously, if it stays, approximately where it is now, I don't know. I would imagine scientists figure 1 degree won't make much difference.
So you don't want the government to protect us against that kind of climate change. What you're really worried about is global warming. You want the government to protect us against the average temperature of the world going up.
That seems to be the question that's going on right now, yeah.
Yeah, so some climate change is okay. It's not the one that everybody's alarmed about is global warming, right?
Yes.
So why did the people that are interested in this issue change the name from global warming? You remember everybody called it global warming, and then all of a sudden, somehow, everybody got together without even talking to each other and said, let's call it climate change. Why did they change the name to climate change, since they're only against some climate change, not other climate change?
That's a good question. Never thought of it.
Yeah, well, I have a thesis. Maybe you can tell me what you think. I don't know. Which is, if you say there's going to be global warming, it's possible to be proven wrong. Because if the temperature doesn't go up, then you were wrong, right? But if you say there's going to be climate change, nobody can prove you wrong because there's always going to be climate change, right?
Yeah, if you say it that way, in that context, yes.
Okay, so the problem that a lot of people are worried about is too much CO2 in the atmosphere, right?
Yes.
Because of the greenhouse effect and how that could increase the temperature in the world, right?
Yes.
So, this is how much CO2 is in the atmosphere? What percentage of the atmosphere is CO2?
I don't remember anymore.
Well, do you think more or less it's like 20% or 10%?
See, we got about 20% oxygen.
Right, that's right.
And so the amount of CO2 in the air, I don't know exactly the number anymore. It made sense when I learned it back in school. But I do know that they say the difference is about 2 degrees Celsius for world temperature. And that seems, if that goes up, we could be in trouble. I got some Florida property. I really don't want to lose it.
Yeah, Florida would be hit if there was a lot of glacial melting and rising of the oceans.
Unless they learned how to build some
How long have you had this property?
3 years.
3 years? And has it got flooded yet or not flooded?
Actually, they had their first tsunami in Florida, Southwest Florida.
Right, but the property itself, as far as the ocean levels, it has not got flooded, right?
there have been some problems down there with the rivers, things that
Okay.
are washing into the rivers,
So-
and washing into the ocean. And yeah, there has been some problems, and the water
But
levels are rising.
I haven't seen anybody change the maps. The maps are still the same, right?
Well,
From
you-
10 years ago or 20 years ago.
I don't know what the maps looked like 20 years ago. I wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, all the maps are still the same. Then nobody's changed any maps. It's the same Florida, the same shape and everything. But here's the question: how much? You know, if maybe there's like 10% CO2, or you have any like ballpark figure, or
Well, I could Google it.
what?
I could Google it right now.
Right. Okay. Well, that's a possibility. But I happen to know how much
Okay.
because I googled it.
Okay. Okay.